Nihon 101. Payment methods in Japan: cash, IC cards, contactless payment, and ATMs. Last time I said the next topic was payment. Japan's cashless ratio in 2025 is around 58%. In most situations, you can pay by touch. But there are 3 points where first-time visitors always get stuck. Situations where cash is still needed, which card to use, and the trap of selecting your home currency on the screen, which costs you up to 12%. Today, I'll untangle all of it. I live in Tokyo, and I'll guide you through cash, touch payments, IC cards, available ATMs, and how to avoid overpaying. In order. Cash still rules, sometimes. Even with cashless accounting for about 6 in 10 transactions, the remaining situations require cash. First, I'll show you where cash is necessary. Individually owned restaurants and older shops still operate on a cash basis. The reason is fees. Card payment fees run 4 to 7% for small shops. And for food businesses with high costs of goods sold, this few percent directly reduces profit. The ramen shop in my neighborhood still has a ticket machine that's cash only. Shrine donations are still mostly cash. PayPay support only started at 7 national shrines and temples at the end of 2024. Food stalls, some older ticket machines, and rural areas. Think of cash as the default. So how much should you carry? A guideline is from 20,000 to 50,000 yen. Think of it less as the contents of your wallet and more as your daily cash budget. One thing to watch out for is the 10,000 yen note. Many vending machines and older ticket machines, plus bus fare boxes, won't accept 10,000 yen notes. When you want to break one, it's faster to buy a drink at a konbini and get change. Asking for exchange only will almost certainly be refused. Tap is fastest. After cash comes the fastest way to pay. Japan is now experiencing rapid growth in touch payments. The fastest is touch payment with a credit card. At a konbini register, you can hold it directly against the same terminal as an IC card. Touch payments have spread rapidly, and by 2025, about 6 in 10 in-person Visa transactions had become contactless. Most major konbini chains support it at virtually all stores. If you carry one, Visa or MasterCard is the safe choice. JCB and Amex have machines at smaller shops that don't support them, and you might be turned away. There's just one thing to prepare. Starting in April 2025, when you insert a card with an IC chip and use it, you need a 4-digit PIN in principle when facing a person. The previous method of just signing has been abolished. However, with touch payment, generally up to 10,000 to 15,000 yen don't require a PIN or signature. The problem is that many people don't remember their card's PIN. Before you go, be absolutely sure to check your card's PIN and set it. Unattended machines tend to reject foreign cards. Ticket machines, vending machines, coin lockers, self-service gas stations, and some online payments. This isn't the card is bad. It's just that the machine isn't set up to handle authentication for overseas issued cards. The workaround is simple. Buy from a staffed counter, like a Midori no Madoguchi. At a manned window, staff will process it by hand. So it usually goes through. IC cards beyond the basics. From here, I'll dig deeper into IC cards, from fundamentals to what lies beyond. How much can one card do, and what are its pitfalls? Suica, Pasmo, and Icoca look like separate cards, but they're interoperable across 10 card systems. So one card is enough, and you don't need to buy a new one each place you travel. With one card, you can ride trains and buses in all compatible areas nationwide and pay at about 2.2 million shops. But there's one pitfall. Long-distance rides that cross IC areas won't go through with touch. For example, if you touch your way on a conventional line from Tokyo to a distant prefecture all the way through, the exit gate won't open. For long distances, just buy a proper ticket. There was also a problem with obtaining them for a while. Due to a global semiconductor shortage, unnamed Suica and Pasmo without registered names stopped being sold in 2023. Some people, having only read certain news, think Suica can't be bought anymore, but it resumed in 2025 and is now available normally. For a short trip, the Welcome Suica for international visitors available at the airport is valid for 28 days. An iPhone mobile version works for 180 days. If you use a foreign-issued credit card with mobile Suica, there are some quirks in compatibility. You can't register directly in the app. Via Apple Pay, MasterCard, and Amex go through, but for some reason Visa doesn't. This is where many people get stuck. The sure way is to charge at a Konbini register or station ticket machine with cash. iPhone works fine, but most Android phones sold overseas lack the Felica chip and are technically incompatible. Skip the QR apps. After IC comes QR code payment. To cut to the conclusion, if you're coming from the West, you don't need it. QR code payments like PayPay are completely standard in the lives of Japanese people, but registration requires a Japanese phone number. For short-term travelers, this is a practical barrier. On the other hand, if you're coming from Asia, Alipay Plus and WeChat Pay work nationwide at about 3 million shops straight from your home app. The conclusion is simple. If you're coming from the West, credit card, IC card, and cash complete the picture. You don't need to go out of your way to download a QR app just for the trip. Run to a 7-Eleven ATM. To the discussion of payment, I'll add how to replenish cash. When you need cash, which ATM should you rush to? When you need cash, the ATM where you can withdraw with a foreign card with certainty is the 7-bank ATM at 7-Eleven. Having one everywhere is its greatest strength. It supports the widest range of brands, Visa, MasterCard, UnionPay, JCB, and Amex, the only foreign system it takes. It runs 24 hours, and the screen switches to 12 languages. Second best are Japan Post Bank and the eNet at Family Mart. Conversely, ATMs at megabanks like MUFG or SMBC have limited foreign card support and operating hours, making them unreliable for travelers. The fee is a few hundred yen per withdrawal. At Japan Post Bank, it's 220 yen. And on top of that, your card company's overseas usage fee applies separately. So it's better to withdraw the amount you need all at once, rather than small amounts multiple times. Still, it's far cheaper than exchanging at an airport or street exchange counter. Why can I say that so confidently? The reason comes next. Always pay in yen. Last is how not to overpay. Whether you know this changes your travel budget. Converting your home currency into yen all at once before coming is a loss. The spread at exchange counters is about 4% round trip. The airport counter is worse. On a day when the rate is $1 equals 150 yen, what's left in your hand is effectively only 144 yen worth. By contrast, an ATM withdrawal applies to the card's base rate. Measured spreads are 0.4 to 0.6%. Different scale. Keep cash to a minimum, and withdraw from a Japanese ATM if you need more. That's the right answer, and the biggest trap. At ATMs and shops, you might be asked, Do you want to be charged in your home currency? At first, it looks like a helpful feature, but selecting your home currency applies their bad rate, adding an average of 7 to 8%, up to 12.4% at maximum. In one study, 99.7% of cases resulted in losses. So the answer is the same every time. Always choose yen JPY. It comes up at hotel checkout, department stores, shops at the airport, and some ATMs. One final word on tax exemption. Now, if you buy from the same store on the same day for over 5,000 yen before tax and show your passport, the 10% consumption tax is deducted on the spot. Say tax-free at the register and you'll be understood. This is scheduled to change in November 2026 to a refund system where you pay the full amount, including tax, and get it back at departure. Since the process is changing, I'll cover it in full detail in the shopping edition. Key points briefly. Cash is still necessary. Touch is fastest. IC cards are interoperable, but can't cross regional boundaries. QR isn't needed. Rush to 7 for an ATM, and always pay in yen. Just keep these in mind, and you won't overpay in Japan. Next time, hot springs. Method, tattoos, and types in order. See you in the next video.